Guys, I I can't with this crap anymore. This stuff is making me so mad. So Utah, new law targeting VPNs goes into effect May 6th, which is, as of the time of this recording, tomorrow. So I'm going to get into this article. I might actually go ahead and read most of this because I've got a lot to say about this. So this is how it starts. It says, for the last couple of years, we've watched the same predictable cycle play out across the globe. A state or country passes a clunky age verification mandate, and without fail, virtual private network, or also known as a VPN, uses surges. First of all, saying it's clunky is putting it lightly. Second of all, duh, because people are tired of the government deciding what we can and can't do. Because this goes far beyond consuming adult content or protecting kids. This is beyond that. Don't get it twisted. That's what they're going to tell you it's about. It has never been about that. This is about mass control. It always has. And I will die on that hill. I will absolutely die on that hill. Instead of realizing that mass surveillance and age gates aren't exactly crowd favorites, Utah lawmakers have decided that VPNs themselves are the real issue. Thank goodness the government found the real enemy, guys. Those darn VPNs, let me tell you, that's been the problem the whole time. I'm glad they got that all sorted out and figured out. Are these people dumb? Do they even know what a VPN actually is? I don't think they do. There are a ton of companies out there that use private VPNs for like their work from home employees to log into their systems so they can access information in systems that would otherwise not be accessed outside. VPNs are not the issue here. And if people are using VPNs to get around your stupid age verification laws, maybe you need to take a look at what you're actually asking from this, people of the populace, because it's nothing good. The whole concept of having to upload an ID for anything is ludicrous. We live in an age where hackers are rampant. They can get that information. And do you really think the government is wanting you to upload your information so they can protect your kids when, again, that power is in the parents' hands? And let me tell you a fun little fact. It's always been in the parents' hands. We have had tools at our disposal for like since the 90s, if not earlier than that, to help safeguard our kids from consuming this content if we don't want them to see it. All right. Anyway, so it's the first state in the nation to target use of VPNs, which, by the way, a lot of people tried to tell me this was never going to happen in the US. Well, I mean, it actually, some of this happened before it happened in the UK. In my state, this happened about a year and a half ago already. So keep that in mind. Wisconsin's successfully forced the removal of similar provisions due to constitutional and technical concerns. Utah is proceeding with a mandate that threatens to significantly undermine digital privacy rights. It's completely unconstitutional. 100%. Formerly known as the Online Age Verification Amendment, Senate Bill 73 SB 73 was signed by Governor Spencer Cox. What an interesting name. On March 19th, 2026, while the majority of the bill consists of provisions related to a 2% tax on revenues from online adult content that is set to take effect in October, one of the more immediate concerns for EFF is the section regulating VPN access, which goes into effect this coming Wednesday. Again, I don't think they understand what a VPN's for. Do they think it's just some magical program that just lets, like, I think in their mind, they're using this thing to bypass, blocked websites. Oh, we can't have that. It must be, this thing is bad. We can't have it. Not understanding that this is a widely used piece of software we've had for a long time. VPNs go way far back too. A lot of the stuff that you and I take advantage of the internet, the very building blocks that built it, including the government themselves, are using tools that were developed as early back as heck even the 80s. Regulation based on physical location. Under the law, an individual is considered to be accessing a website from Utah if they are physically located there, regardless of whether they use a VPN, proxy server, or other means to disguise their geographic location. So in other words, if you physically, so that they're basically wanting to outlaw VPNs in that state. here's the problem with that. You know how hard that's going to be, considering a lot of companies globally use VPNs? Like, and so these websites can't really, there's really nothing that they can implement to block anyone from using a VPN. If they want to put in something like an age verification, now they would have to put it in for everybody, no matter where you're logging in from. So I find it aggravating that a state can make laws about the internet that now affects other people that don't even live there. And we've seen that crap happen with the UK too. It's like these politicians think that they can govern the internet. This is a worldwide thing that we have going on here, and everyone thinks that they can regulate it. The internet cannot be regulated. I mean, it can to a certain extent, but people don't like it, and it's hard to enforce. Ban on sharing VPN instructions. Commercial entities that host a substantial portion of material harmful to minors, spare me that, are now prohibited from facilitating and encouraging to use of VPN to bypass age checks. This includes providing instructions on how to use a VPN or providing the means to circumvent geofencing. Here's the thing though. Most kids, especially like minors, they're not most of like unless they're the tech savvy ones, don't really understand what a VPN is, and one of them they're not even interested in trying. Like and in most of the good ones, you got to pay for anywhere. Where are they going to get the money for that? Yes, I understand there's free ones out there, okay, but they're crap. By holding companies liable for verifying the age of anyone physically in Utah, even those using VPN, the law creates a massive liability trap. Yeah, just like we argued in the case of the Wisconsin bill, if a website cannot reliably detect a VPN, which I mean, they probably could put in a system, but it would be shaky at best. User's true location, and the law requires it to do so for all users in a particular state, then the legal risk could push the site to either ban all known VPN IPs or to mandate age verification for every visitor globally. I just mentioned that too right before getting to this part. So this would subject millions of users to invasive identity checks or blocks to their VPN's use, regardless of where they actually live. I'm not going to get in. Actually, I'm not going to probably get into this. I'm going to leave the link to this article if you want to read more into it. But the simple point is this. They started off by telling the general populace, telling parents that, hey, we want to help you protect your kids from this adult content that, we've had for years and years and years. If someone wants to see it, they're going to find a way. When you were a kid, like when I was a teen, if I wanted to see it, there was really not much, there was a will, there was a way, right? But that's a whole rant for another day. They're trying to disguise this as something where they want to help you protect your kids when it's the furthest from the truth. And they've been beating that horse ever since all of this started. Because we've already seen these age verification systems bleeding out on other systems like Discord. They want to target Steam. They want to target Facebook, all the social media. They want this stuff everywhere. And if you don't believe that, then you're delusional, because we've been seeing it happen. Just go and listen to what people are saying on social media. People who live in the UK are having to deal with this constantly. And then now we're seeing it happen all over the US, and we've had to deal with it on a minor scale here. Here, they only targeted the adult sites. But beyond that, they haven't done much yet. And I say that very, very, very loudly, yet. Because it will happen. If we keep letting them do this, they're going to do it. The government, if you give them a mile, they're going to take... Sorry, if you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. I mean, you can give them a mile, then they'll take several. But I'm kind of done with my rant for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I would definitely like to hear your opinion on this. And I'm going to keep covering this because this is extremely important to talk about. Because this is going to get out of hand really fast. Believe me. All right, guys. Like, subscribe if you're new here. We'll see you in the next video. Peace out.